Greetings everybody, Maximus here. I hope you're all doing well wherever you may be, all around this great big world of ours. I've got a short video today with an update for those of you, especially here in the US, concerning the recent computer hack of the Colonial Pipeline. CNBC reported today that American Airlines made some route modifications on 2 flights from Charlotte, North Carolina that normally fly nonstop. American added 1 additional stop to each of those flights. So why the new stops? They both need to stop for fuel. In trying to manage its available Jet A aviation fuel, American decided that the 2 flights leaving Charlotte would take off without enough fuel to reach their destination. Instead, they will stop and fill up along the way. American Airlines is adding stops on 2 long-range flights out of Charlotte in response to fuel disruptions caused by the shutdown of the massive Colonial Pipeline that feeds the entire east coast of the United States. One route, normally non-stop Charlotte to Honolulu flight, will now stop in Dallas to have passengers switch to a different plane. The other is the Charlotte to London flight that will now stop in Boston for additional fuel before moving on to London. The actions American Airlines has taken obviously means that there's not enough jet fuel getting to Charlotte's airport in the amounts that American needs. However, Delta, Southwest, and United Airlines all say they haven't had to disrupt their schedule so far. Southwest said it's having fuel brought in from other regions by tanker trucks. In a statement released today by the busiest airport in the world, Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, the airport said it's looking at other suppliers for fuel, but that operations there haven't been affected yet. An airport spokeswoman said the Atlanta airport and its airline partners are in close communication with fuel suppliers and are taking steps to mitigate any impact the Colonial Pipeline incident might have. Currently, the ATL is coordinating with additional suppliers to augment the airport's fuel inventory. Soon, though, it would appear that all airlines on the eastern seaboard of the United States are going to begin experiencing the same problem. Jet fuel doesn't just suddenly run short at one airport and not other locations. Other airlines might have had better fuel stores that allowed them to avoid taking the step American took. But if the pipeline doesn't start flowing soon, overland transportation of Jet A fuel by tanker truck won't be able to keep up with the demand, and the airlines will begin to start canceling flights. According to the report today, one problem with tanker truck deliveries has already begun to spring up as a result of lack of qualified drivers. Before this week's gas hack, there was already a shortage of tanker truck drivers, leaving an estimated 20 to 25% of all tanker trucks parked, according to an industry trade group. The driver shortage has sparked concerns that even when the pipeline is back online, the start of the traditional summer driving season on Memorial Day weekend could cause many independent gas stations to run out of gas, particularly in vacation hotspots. The shortage of truck drivers is still a holdover from the pandemic. However, Southwest Airlines seems to be ahead of the curve so far. They put a plan in place where they are sending planes flying from west to east, loaded with more fuel than they need, so they will require less fuel in an eastern airport before departing again. Southwest Airlines is flying the planes with additional fuel into airports, including Nashville International Airport, to supplement the local supply. Airlines can load more fuel on planes than generally needed and avoid or reduce ground refueling. We're happy to report that there's been no impact to Southwest flight operations, a spokesman said. Colonial Pipeline, owners of the pipeline that's been shut down due to a cyber attack, is still saying the pipeline will have been returned to normal operations by Friday. But seriously, what else are they going to say? Especially when the truth could send the stock markets tumbling. But if the shortages go past Friday, then the U.S. airline industry will be in real trouble. Analysts have said the impact on supplies of jet fuel and other refined products like gasoline depends on how long the outage lasts, particularly as Memorial Day weekend approaches. We can draw inventory for probably a week, and that's when the problem would then become acute, Rick Joswick, global head of oil analytics at S&P Global Platts said. But hopefully this is resolved by then, he added. But if it's not, things are going to get ugly fast, that's for sure. Well, that's all I have for now, but don't worry, I've got some good stories in the pipeline coming up. So I need to get back to work. But until then, don't forget to check out the merch shop or buy me a coffee links in the description. But most of all, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and ring that bell. And remember, Leave the rubber on the runway and your troubles on the ground, and I will see you next time in the air. Yeah, this is Maximus.